world, of course, flocks to Boston every year for the Boston Marathon. And this year, one of the runners from the United Kingdom will be Andy Burnham, the mayor of Greater Manchester.
And Mr. Mayor, thanks for coming in to join us.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
Pleasure to meet you. And you're here because you have run a marathon before, but this invitation to Boston came to you from the One World Strong organization, which is a group of Boston Marathon survivors, members of the military. What does it mean to you to be invited here by that organization to run in this race?
What a tremendous privilege. So I met them first last year when we were at the one-year anniversary of the attack on the Manchester Arena. People will remember the Ariana Grande concert. So they came over to connect with our families and survivors. And in one of the meetings, where Dave from One World said, "Hey, Mr. Mayor, why don't you run the marathon next year?" And it's one of those things where I went, "Okay, Dave," and here I am.
Do I have to?
They're often the worst or the best decisions you make in those moments. But no, I'm here, and you know, it's a great honour. I mean, in a small way, I'm saying to the families who lost people at the arena attack that, you know, I'm still thinking about them. We think about them all the time. But also standing together as cities that have been through acts of terrorism, and I think we need to do that more and more. There's too much hate spreading around, and the only way to counter it is for cities to stand strong together.
And you're raising funds for survivors of that Manchester Arena attack in 2017, as well as for the One World Strong Foundation.
Yes, that's right. So I'm running on Monday for 5 charities that were set up by families who lost loved ones. And it's amazing, isn't it, that they go through that pain and trauma but still want to give back. And they are helping young people get into sport and music, and there's charities supporting victims of terrorism. So they're great causes, and if people were able to support me in my run, of course, that would send a great message to those families who still are going through very difficult times.
And it is an unfortunate bond for our cities to have. And as you say, there must be these connections and relationships between survivors of the Boston Marathon bombing and people who are at that arena in Manchester. What have people in Manchester learned from people that they've connected with, survivors from Boston?
Yeah, so much, actually. You're right. I mean, the ties between here and the UK go back very, very deep, don't they? Very, very deep relationships. And it meant a lot when Dave came out last year to talk to people, because unless you've been through that experience of suffering from terrorism, I don't think people can know, can they? And it's so important that people who have been through it are brought together. I think they've learned a great deal. It's a long road, it's a difficult road, it doesn't get easier. But I think it's only by standing together and trying to turn those terrible events to a positive that we can all get through it together, isn't it?
And some of the marathon bombing survivors came to Manchester, right? You were saying for the one-year anniversary of the Manchester attack. What did it mean for the community to be able to interact with other people who've been through something similar?
Oh, it means everything, because, you know, it's a very dark, lonely place, isn't it, to have been through that. What I noticed was when the Manchester attack happened, you know, the world's media came to our city, and there was a great focus on the city for that short time. But then when that moves away, I think it is quite hard for people who are then on the long road of rebuilding their lives, and I don't think they ever can fully rebuild their lives. When they connect with people who are going through the same, I think it gives them a source of support that they can't get in any other way. And, you know, we see it spreading, don't we? We see Christchurch in the news, Pittsburgh here. You know, this hate knows no bounds. It will go to any community at any time, and we just have to stand as a group of cities together against this and say, look, you know, we want to defend our common humanity and stand against this poisonous hate that seems to be spreading around the world. Yeah.
You also hope to promote business relationships between Boston and Manchester. I know you met with Mayor Walsh this morning. What are you working on?
I did. Well, you know, we are promoting business relationships, and myself and Mayor Walsh have a very big connection around homelessness. We're both working to put that at the top of our agenda. It was great to talk to his team about that. And I discovered as well that he's a Manchester United supporter. So I don't know whether he tells every mayor who visits that he supports their local team. I'm sure he doesn't, you know. Marty and I have a great connection, actually, because we've both got Irish ancestry. So we had a great chat, and hope to strengthen the bond between our two cities.
Yeah, we were going to ask you if you feel like you're in enemy territory a little bit, because, of course, Red Sox owner John Henry is the owner of Liverpool, your arch nemesis. So how does that feel?
a little difficult, although I'm going to watch the Red Sox tonight.
Good.
With help from Liverpool Football Club, who've helped me get some tickets. So even though footballing rivals, we work together. So it will be great to be there.
Mayor of Greater Manchester, Andy Burnham, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it.